stage here at Ozfest wannabe.
Donation courtesy of Abrams Music Store. Get some of that.
In a few moments, this stage will be transformed forever.
Should get like the chorus to sit up there and just like oh.
And Dustin certainly deserves your participation in being here. I just want to start out by thanking Dustin for agreeing to do this. It may seem easier to go first in some ways because you get it over with, but it's really a challenge. We kind of threw it out 2 weeks ago, and he and his mentor, Ms. Zajac, have been working nonstop since they heard about it to get it together. A lot of you guys who are in WISE have pushed off your presentations till, towards the end so you have more time. But he didn't say, can I wait? He said, okay, I'll do it. I'll make it happen. And in the middle of it all was the senior trip, which most of you were on, and that sort of took some of his time as well. But he played the senior trip and he continued working on his WISE project even there. So we really appreciate you agreeing to it. I don't want to talk too much because I really want to move on to him, and I know we have somewhat of a time constraint. Just so you know, the process of choosing the model, I'm not going to go into details. There is a process. If you have any questions about it or any concerns, you can come talk to us in the WISE room. It's not an easy decision. There's a lot of students who are exemplary at the journal reading when it's decided, and there are a lot of students who are exemplary now, who have become exemplary. But there is a process, and we're very serious about it, and it's not an easy decision, and it's an honor when you are chosen. Also, the process of the evaluation, we're going to be doing an evaluation publicly today. When Dustin is done with his presentation, I'm going to ask anyone who's not a WISE student on the task force or a mentor to leave, and he's going to get an evaluation of his project, his process, his presentation, his journal, his mentor relationship. Every aspect of his project is going to be evaluated by the 3 evaluators. Britt Baker, who's the community evaluator, who's here volunteering his time to help us out. Give him a round of applause. Lauren Sangeline, who's the student coordinator and doing her own WISE project, is the student evaluator. And me, I'm the teacher evaluator. And it is sort of an honor to be the evaluator, the first one also, because it's really a special thing. You get to do it publicly. It's kind of, puts a little pressure on us. But we want to show the new task force members what an evaluation looks like, and the students who are going to be evaluated what that looks like. So that's what that's about. That's the evaluation. Hopefully that'll run, right before 8th period starts, so there won't be too much of a disruption in what Dustin wants to do. Okay, a couple of dates very quickly. The WISE Car Show is May 19th. It's been a lot of work to put this together. Lauren's done it with the help of a couple of faculty members. It's been a lot of work, and we could really use some large presence of WISE students at it. It's a fundraiser for the WISE program next year. Any of you guys who got grants, that's where the money came from last year. So please come out and show your support and offer Lauren whatever help she may need for that day. It's May 19th. It's a Sunday. The final task force meeting for any task force members who are here is June 19th at 6:30 in the district office. And there's one more student meeting after this. It comes after all the presentations. It's on the day of your graduation rehearsal. Your rehearsal is on the 25th of June at 9 a.m., and we usually meet right after that at 11 o'clock, and we'll meet in the library. And it's just a way for me to get addresses and phone numbers and of places where you've interned, people who've been helping, so I can write thank yous to them, and just to summarize stuff. So I need you all to come to that. We'll send you a reminder. And now, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our 2002 model presenter.
Turn all the lights up. All right, first going to start out talking about what my project really is, because it just kind of looks like we're just playing songs and stuff. What it really is, it's music creation and production, which means that I'm going to be working on writing the songs, making the music with this band, and actually putting everything together like that, which it is a really big process. And then also making myself a better at playing guitar and better as a performing artist as well. And by the end of it, which it isn't really over for me yet, is my goal is to have a complete CD recorded and like really professionally done. So that's basically the main thing that started. And for me, the Wise project didn't really start during when Wise started. For me, it's actually been going on probably in my life for like a really, really long time. Since like 5th grade, I think I've been trying to start bands and doing all kinds of things with music. And over the years, you try to find people to play with, you try to find different styles of music, you try to find different people that actually fit the band, which is one of the really hardest things to do when you're trying to do it. And even during the process of this whole Wise thing, I've actually went through lineup changes. So that's really something that is very hard to deal with, because you have to find a group of people that can actually really play, can be there all the time, and that's like the hardest thing to actually. Where am I? My little thing. All right. Another element that is also hard for everybody doing the Wise is working against time, because you only have a certain amount of time to do things. I was chosen to be the Wise mentor, or the mentor, the model presentator, and then I had my senior trip. I had all kinds of different things I was still doing on the side, so that was like really hard to put everything together and get it all done last minute. So I hope I tried to do that the best I could. And this time, we're going to play the next song, which is about dealing with problems and capabilities. I mean, complicated situations that everyone goes through. And like, it's about having really some bad days and questioning things that you believe in. And it's basically about giving up all that, and like letting it all go and not letting anything really get to you. So the song is called Let It Go. For a while you seem to think Question my thoughts for a time, the things I used to believe. Life does not hold anyone's fate, just chance, luck, and greed. Yet I am not defeated or broken in any way. I just seem to be a little confused. I just need to get away. Right now we're handing out my pamphlet, I guess I'd call it, my outline, all my interviews and things on it, so you actually know where I'm going with all this, I think. It explains some stuff. Alright, more importantly, the songs, actually that was a song I really wrote back in October. So, to me, the songs are like a really big part of the project because they really do tell like stories and things that are actually happening in your life at certain times, and they really help as far as letting out your thoughts and things that you think about. Alright, on to the next thing in my outline, as you guys get all that, is things I've done during the time of this WISE project, which one was work at Abrams Music Store, which has helped out like so much. They donated the PA system that I'm talking at right now for me to do this project, or to do this presentation, and they've helped me out with like so many different things. One of the advantages about working in a music store, when you're actually like a musician and stuff, you get to test out all the new equipment, you get to jam out on all like different things that come in, you get to meet different musicians and people all the time. And actually that's how I actually got to interview all the people that I did, was really through Abrams, meeting the different people there. Another thing I did over the time of this WAS project was somehow become a DJ. I didn't really try to do that, but it just kind of happened basically when I signed up for, or I actually booked a show at the Accord Youth Center. The next night they needed a DJ because theirs canceled, and they asked me if I could do it, and they're also going to pay me money, so I decided to do that anyway. And then also from that, I got another DJ gig, so that was kind of different. And it's actually a different kind of whole avenue of entertainment because you're playing songs that people want to hear and things like that. Another thing, I'll get into interviews now. The first interview I had was Tom Bent. He's actually one of the guitar teachers at Abrams. He has his own record label out called Planet Noise Records. So that was like a really awesome meeting with him. I got to talk about all the different things that he, or all the different steps that it takes having a record label. I learned basically everything in that kind of industry, everywhere from how they find the bands, how they set up the recording time, set up all the mixing and mastering of the CD, get the final product, put it out in the store, or try to distribute to stores and actually sell the product as a band. And I learned like so many different things. Like actually one of the interesting facts that I learned was 95% of the artists on any label make that label lose money. So it's really a very small, slim percentage of bands that actually keep the labels going, actually being able to make money. the next interview I had was with Jim Barbaro, who actually owns a recording studio in Woodstock, New York, called Natural Recording Studio. The first time I tried to go to his studio to actually interview him and actually internship, I crashed my car, so that put me back a lot throughout this entire project. It was another element that was at me the entire time, was not having a car. But I went back again like a few other times. I got to sit in on different sessions that he had, and I really learned like so many different things about working in a recording studio and all the different things that he does. From like the different technical terms for things like the tools and different programs that he had, and also just got to see what other musicians do in this recording studio. I also talked to him about how long it would take and how much money it would take to really record a full CD, which is a lot, and I'll get to that a little bit later in my speech or whatever you call it. I'm actually still going and actually internship at his recording studio because it's something I'll continue on even past the presentation. I'm actually going and actually being able to work with all the machines next Thursday with him, so that's going to be cool. And my third interview was with Desiree Williams, who was in the band Big Sister a while ago. They were signed to Capricorn Records. She had a sponsorship with MTD Basses. She had 3.5 stars in Rolling Stone magazine, and she was interviewed for Bass Player magazine also. So she was really been around the industry and got to see lots of different things. And one of the questions I asked her and I got to talk to her about were what were some of the hardest things she's had to deal with without being in a band. And she told me dealing with people's personality conflicts was a major thing. So it's not just me, it's every band. People that read my journal. All right, now I'm going to go into another song to make my speech not boring. It's called Emotion Deficit Disorder, and it's about not caring about what anybody thinks about you, not caring about what anything that happens to you, whether it be good or bad, and just going through life with just a close circle of friends that you could always count on. So that's what this next song's about. Okay, the next topic I'm talking about is money and the future and things like that. The main deal with money is the cost of actually recording a full CD in the studio. After talking to Jim, the person I internship with that has the recording studio, and thinking about how long it's going to actually take me to record the CD, and with everybody, it is my estimate around $2,000. Throughout the time of the project, we raised $468, which is still less than like a fourth of the total cost. So one of the things that I had an idea about doing was having a little booth set up over here where if you're interested in maybe possibly pre-ordering a copy, or if you're interested in hearing what any of it's going to sound like, sign your name and phone number and address on there. And I can contact you and possibly sign you up to pre-order a copy of the CD and things like that, just so you get enough money to put out the CD. Other ways I tried to fund the project was by actually performing shows, but which was hard because I actually just got, Matt and I just got this group of people about a month ago to actually, let me actually introduce them now. On bass guitar, it's James Orner. Record number one, PJ Club. Ron Holman on the other vocals. And the person that I've been in the band with throughout my entire high school, also was drummer of the world, Matt Cunningham. Without them, I really couldn't do any of this by myself at all, so I owe so much to them also. Another part of the economics of this project is how much different things cost to actually be able to keep playing your instruments, and different things like strings and picks that you need, and chords and pedals and PA systems and new cymbals and all of that costs so much money. Like I normally spend probably around $20 at Abrams a week on just different little things that I need, like strings and just the things to hold the mic onto the mic stand, and just all kinds of little things like that. So that's another part that you have to really look out for, is where you're spending your money and things like that. And working at Abrams, I get a discount, so that's really helped me out a lot. The plans that I have for the album and like the future of the band. So I just screw this whole thing here. The plans for the album that I had was actually to really try to capture the most variety of songs, just the best songs that we could actually record as a band together, and showcase that and just have it the best quality we could possibly make. It has like everything from like the dark heavy song we played at the beginning to the slow songs to like more uplifting songs towards the end of the album, which I'm kind of pushing towards the goal as far as what it's going to sound like and everything. The next subject I have is music, which music has been like such a big thing in my entire life, really. And I think music is important, at least everybody, because everybody listens to music. So everything you're doing becomes better when you're listening to music, because it's so therapeutic for some people. If you hear a song, it makes you feel good. Some songs makes you feel kind of bad, or gets you away from dealing with things throughout your life just to escape for sometimes. Some of them provoke thought, some of them make you think about different things that are happening around our society, and I don't know what we'd really be doing without music. Now, why do I make music? It's my next little number here. And it's because making music is even like 10 times more therapeutic than even just listening to it, because you're actually putting your own life experiences into it, you're giving everything, and when everything actually comes together and you actually create an entire song with an entire group of people and make it really sound good, it's when it's probably the best thing in the world I could think of. And the goal that we, or at least my goal, is to get as many people possible listening to the music that I make, or that we make. And just the feeling that you get after people listen to your music is just really awesome. So the next song I'm going to play, and the last song I'm going to play, is called Yet to Come. And it's really just about playing live and how much that really means and how much energy is involved and how much you really become into it and involved. So without wasting any more time. Thank you very much, Greg. We're going to talk about some of the things while we're just jamming out listening. One of the things that Wise Experience has done for me is really giving me the opportunity to really interview different people. It's the main thing that it's kind of given me. Because other than that, I really actually be doing this project anyway. But it's just expanded on it so much as far as the different people you meet and the different things that you do as far as that goes. And it really also
There was a decorated giant with a heart of gold that likened him to all the stories he told of past battles won and lost and legends of old. A seasoned veteran in his own time, on the battlefields he gained respectful fame. With many medals of bravery and stripes to his name, he grew up pretty soon as he could with countless smiles on his face, and always urged his men on. But on the eve of the great battle with the infantry and dream, the old general tossed to the sea, and left him with the dream he awoke from the night, so what he could see, a long sword at his head. All the men held tall with their chests in the air, with the courage in their blood and the fire in their stare. It was a great morning and all wondered how it was there. So the old general let it go home. He said, I have seen the others, and I have discovered that this fight is not worth fighting. And I've seen their mothers, and I will no other to follow me where I'm going. So take a shower and shine your shoes. You got no time to lose. What young man you must be living. Yeah. Take a shower and shine your shoes. You got no time to lose. What young man you must be living. Go now, you are forgiven. Yeah. But the men still tall with their guns on their shoulders, not knowing what to do with the contradicting orders. The general said he was only he could stand it no further. The men go on as they pleased, but not a man moved. Their eyes stayed straight ahead till one by one they stepped back and not a word was said. The old general was left with his own words echoing in his head. He said, I have seen the others, and I have discovered that this fight is not worth fighting. No. And I've seen their mothers, and I will know others to follow me where I'm going. So take a shower and shine your shoes. You got no time to lose. You're a young man, you must be living. Yeah. Take a shower and shine your shoes. You got no time to lose. You're a young man, you must be living. Go now, you are forgiven. 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 Yeah. Go now, you are forgiven. Go now, you are forgiven. Go now, you are forgiven. Go. Go now, you are forgiven. Go now, you are forgiven. Go now, you got to be, got to be, got to be, got to be, got to be. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? And it gets dead. I actually brought the camera on the senior trip with me. I'm capturing a whole bunch of different things. With that, I'm actually planning on hopefully just getting a bunch of different clips from that and putting it into like a music video after we record the song, just kind of for fun to have that on the side. So it's kind of a side project on top of lines. Oh yeah, this is all being recorded too. So I think we have cameras somewhere. Yeah.
Can you talk about what the listener, the relationship with the listener means to you?
Basically, well, the main idea is to have as many people hear your music and really basically the best thing is having the people understand the music and really expand on it that way. What the listener means to me. Basically, you make your music not really thinking about the listener, but more just on your own, And after the song's all done and completely completed in every way, is when you actually want as many people as possible to really listen to it. So that's when the listener comes in, and to actually have people listen to your songs, and if they actually relate to them, or if they really understand them in whatever way they really understand the song. It doesn't have to be necessarily the way that I've written it, but just in general of what they took from the song is whatever, if it's positive or negative, it's just really great to get feedback from anybody. Any other questions?
How long have you and Matt been playing together?
Me and Matt, since the Deadbox days, so yeah, 5 years? Like 5 years, around that. So we've been, I've probably playing guitar around 7 or 8, around that. I started a little like towards the end of 5th grade, jamming guitar, and then really early freshman year, I think is when we started the band Deadbox. So then we kind of moved along through that. We both quit that band at the same time and formed Sound of Silence. So we've been kind of moving on. My Wise Journal was probably the most thing I've ever written in my entire life, or all through school. And actually, when I read it back, it was probably the longest book I ever read. So both of them, those elements. And then also the economics part, which I'm still actually in the process of doing, is trying to find.
Open soccer tonight on the field, 6 to 8. Students who signed up for the May 4th SAT exams for Saturday must be here at 7:45, have number 2 pencils, a calculator, and their admission ticket. Please park in the back parking lot if possible. Varsity soccer practice is today at 2:30. There is a Rock Against Racism concert Saturday, May 4th at 7:30 in Nichols at the college. There is going to be free music and information. Welcome to students who participated in Farm Workers Advocacy Day.
Everybody go.
Those students are being recommended to the New York State Senate for recommendation for their worthy efforts.
They're gonna push a button and screw something up.
The boys track practice till 3:45. Practice will start in the new gym at 2:30. Diversity Blues will meet next Thursday, 2:20 and 4:09. Join our new campaign against child labor and sweatshops. New members always welcome. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
No.
What was the question? All right, yeah, I was actually thinking about that. The the social studies credit part is basically learning all about the different equipment inside of Abrams and researching that. But also the economics part was a really huge part because it's dealing with trying to get money to record a full CD, which is the kind of goal that I've been trying to go at and after. And all the different things that I've had to go through throughout Wise, like losing my car, spending money on different things, as far as equipment and all that, but also raising the money is a major part, which was from playing shows or doing the DJ gigs and all of that. That it's basically that, like, I guess music and playing in bands has been like such a huge part throughout my entire life that it's just kind of kept going when I started and actually pushed it even more for me to work even harder at doing everything. So it's kind of been like a lift up for that as far as what Wise has done. I don't know what else. Basically writing my journal was like, I used to write like 2 in the morning and things like that and just typing it on my computer, which was just like staying up really late, not getting much sleep, but just writing down everything that happened day to day and all of that. So I didn't really have much sleep throughout Wise.
In your journal, you talk a lot about playing with Matt, and I'm curious, what specifically do you like about Matt's drumming style?
Easy question.
He's rich.
his jump solo, he's setting up, or he's packing up the equipment. Because he's just an awesome drummer, and he's just been so easy to work with, and so creative and about everything that he's done with me and everything. And actually even playing alongside of, like, with other drummers, it's just not the same because it's not Matt.
I read your journal, so I have a last question. Easter, your Easter entry, you said you played some music with your grandfather. What kind of music does he play? And what's that like to play with your grandfather?
That's actually like almost like folk and country type music. It just general because he's like pretty old to me. So it's just fun to kind of jam along with him because like he almost really got me into like playing guitar when I was a real little kid and some of that watching him. So even jamming with him now really, it's like means a lot to me I guess because he's also like on his way out because he's also not. I don't know. But it's really nice to play with them, like, every once in a while, like, on the holidays, we get a chance to do that, so it's fun. Another one.
Has anybody pre-bought any CDs yet?
What's the story over there? You know? If they after like things done, everybody can come up. If they're even interested to see, just sign your name and phone number or anything like that. It would really be awesome to try to help get the project going because it's going to be an awesome CD.
On the CD? Yeah. Did you play me down? No, they didn't put my song.
Right, but I mean for the time being, for now. Good job. I'm gonna head home. So see you there. Good job. What time is it?
1:36.
No, I'll talk to my dad.
Good job, Dustin.
Thank you.
I'll see if we can get a decent interview.
Dude, that'd be freaking awesome. Thanks.
I'll talk about
Big
it.
sign here, maybe number on that. So yeah.
I'll talk to you about it next.
All right, awesome. All right, actually, the drum set we might go back to. So I have to leave the big equipment because I have to come back with that because that I have to take to work with me. So I actually pack the drum set up and all that stuff first. I think Jay got the keys. Just kind of follow people as far as packing up things.
Hey, you know.
Pack up. Don't really pack any of the cords yet because I have to organize them, but like the big amp and stuff like that, you can unplug, wrap up, or away. Turn it off first. But...
Okay, let's start.
And it was like, I couldn't put it down. It was like almost like a hot boiler, yeah, something, soap opera. Because the sort of relationship with people and that kind of stuff in here, you really put your sort of like laid your heart on the line kind of thing in the journal, and I really appreciated that. There I really enjoyed the enthusiasm was incredible for your project in your journal. You know, as I said, very readable. There was a little bit of a battle with your mentor, that some curse words in there, and also spelling things. One great spelling battle was you wrote ketchup, Ketchup, and I think you really meant Catchup. You know, not the hot dog ketchup, but the other kind.
It was like 2 in the morning every time when I'd be typing, because I wouldn't really have time throughout the day, because I'd be like working on all different things. So I didn't really get into the paint much.
It was still pretty good. The spelling wasn't that bad, but it was kind of fun to see the battle with Mrs. Zajac there. Another interesting journal entry on the 7th. You said you were being the tough guy. I think you used a different word than that, to make the band sound and work better together. Where you really had to, you know, you felt like you almost had to like play the role of the bad guy. I thought that was great insight. Instead of just kind of going along, you know, making everything nicey-nicey. And then on the 11th in February, there was a lot of curiosity with a meeting with Tom Benton. I think it was even before the interview. You're really picking his brain and asking him some great questions. On the 20th, there's an amazing amount of self-reflection. On the 26th, it was, I think, a 2-page entry. So that was a Tom Benton interview. And then after that, you mentored a kid on bass, a younger kid. Here's the quote: "You take what you can learn from people. Buying habits of consumers, when rejected by the label, don't take it personally." I thought that was a great insight. And then in the 4th of March, there was incredible gossip on that one with, you know, the whole cast of characters in the journal. Dunkin' Donuts seemed to be a theme here. I noticed. I really admired your self-confidence, and I hope at the same time you keep yourself open for other types of music and people, like females, which is really cool that I saw Alana here today. And also, you know, I think you have a great way of like trusting your gut reaction, and that was in the journal. And also, you know, and I think it's good to trust your gut reaction, especially in creative things. But also, you have to, you know, I just suggest that you be aware of your effect on other people. You know, sometimes it seemed like you were a little harsh on people, and
For parts of the journal, I didn't really want to talk about exactly what other people did and things, because I felt like that's what was their lives, and I didn't want to share what they did, so I just really just talked about what I did.
right.
I didn't really
You know, I think.
explain everything or reason why.
Sure. No, I certainly understand that. You know, I'm just, for whatever it's worth, you know, take it for whatever it's worth. And I think sometimes if you're, you know, you can cut yourself off from possibilities if you're, you know, with a harsh kind of attitude. That's all. Also in the journal, there was one of those another one of the battles about the bibliography. Your mentor kept reminding you. In the final journal, or you know, this thing that I got today has great bibliography. I guess we had to do the journal early, so you know, you couldn't quite get the bibliography done. But it was nice to see it in the.
Had to really get back from the senior trip, because like I was really focused on work on it.
And I guess sort of the last question that I don't need an answer for is, how do you handle criticism yourself?
I actually like criticism any time, really. There's kind of people that even if you scrub one board, they'll say you did a great job at playing guitar and stuff. It's really nice to get the other angles, like you messed up here, there's parts where you could have done better here, to leave that on top of it.
Well, I'm just reminded that I'm not supposed to ask questions during this, so sorry.
So yeah.
But that's basically what I have to say. I'm very, you know, as I say again, I think it's a really fabulous project, and I signed up for a CD.
stage and I realized that she had talked to you about it, so I don't want to talk to you about it because I know she already has talked to you about it. And I see that there was some personal growth in that area anyway, so I'm happy with that. I like the way you take like a challenge, a problem, and you create a challenge, and then you connect the challenge to like other things going on in your life and make it work. That's what I'm challenge. That's an awesome skill. And you figured out what you were talking about, and then as your journal went on, I realized what you were doing over there. So, you know, maybe that was supposed to be a mystery for a while. Then there were some contradictions in kind of what you were saying and what, you know, then you were criticizing other people for. So I was just, you know, kind of along with Britt, not to burn connections, which was your own comment, actually, which is really important, not to burn bridges, and it's a lesson for everybody to learn. I loved your entry on 221 music, which you talked about in your presentation. That was beautiful. You have this kind of way, like on March 4th, you talked about the WISE meeting, and you happened to get me as an evaluator, so not that I take it personally, but you call it the WISE meeting thing, so it sounds like it's not really that important. And just listen, hear me out on the whole thing, and then, but then the really funny thing is at the end you were like, but it was kind of a cool setup, and it was kind of a different way of approaching things, so just in the future, and not, it doesn't matter for this, and it doesn't have anything to do with how well you've done, because you've done an awesome job, but you might start out positive, and then be critical after, because people hear you better. Like if you real complimentary first, then you have it here, and then you have some critique afterwards. And I know it's a journal, and in a journal you don't have to be that way, but I'm just saying, it's something to think about. It makes you more successful people that listen. So, but that was a pretty funny entry. I loved your economics, you did an excellent job with economics. You definitely earned that credit, and that's a challenge sometimes for people, because and I realize it's hard to lose people, but good job with that. And I was, you know, on 315, you talked about the frustrations of dealing with people. It's obviously a theme in this industry, but it's also a theme in life and a theme in all jobs and businesses. You have to get along with people, and I think that your inner exploring of all that is really going to be valuable for you. You're going to need to gain those skills and take from what you've learned in people, because you know, nobody who's a true jerk is successful, especially not in life. So I know that's a lot of energy and a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it. I loved your list of supplies. It's really amazing. When, you know, from someone who's not a music person, you really don't realize how much. It's great you listed it out that way. I was also saying, you know, I think it was Tiger Woods' dad who said when he's successful, you know, you teach him how to use his success to help other people, or to, you know, as you gain power and success, then you can actually use that to help other people and train other people. And I think you were kind of getting there in your journal a little bit, and you know, you can work off of that and really do a lot of great things. Then I was really impressed with your attitude about work and trying to learn. Someone came in to talk about the flute, and you were like, well, it's another instrument, it's in the music industry, let me make the best of this, instead of like, oh, I gotta learn more, or this is just a job. You tied it all together, you made it all make sense, so your journal really reads like a story. It's a fun story to read because you pull it all in together. So nice job with that. I love Easter Sunday. I'm glad you asked that question, but that's just a great journal entry. A lot of pride and respect for your family, and it just made it seem like a real special day. It was very descriptive, and that was a weekend and a holiday, and it was an incredible entry, you guys. And you didn't even complain about having to write on Easter. No complaining about any of that stuff. At some point, you referred to publishing the journal. I mean, it's such a great journal, you almost could, it's too personal anymore. I just felt like overall your reflections are honest, you're really honest with yourself, you're honest with figuring stuff out, you're honest with what's hard, with what's easy, what's confusing, you're honest in your music. I thought your presentation was outstanding. I think you were a little disorganized with your little stickies, and you might have just considered using this incredible outline that you made, like working off of this and then having notes on it.
That's what I had, all those sticky notes.
Oh, it was on this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
But it was still kind of...
It's got a little, yeah. But that's hard. It's hard to juggle it all. Yeah, right. No excuses. I'm just giving you feedback. I thought the outline is outstanding. The booklet is great. I'm really happy with the bibliography. Every WISE student should have a copy, but other people took them. So you might not have all gotten a copy. So we'll make more copies. No, other people who aren't in WISE took them. They're really nice. Oh, she gave it to the parents who are adults.
it because I did have the lyrics from your journal for one song. That was it. Two songs. So I don't know. That's something to think about. Maybe having the music a little softer so the voice can be heard, or I don't know if that's important. I think they were too turned down.
Because I was trying to get them to turn up the microphones, and then like there were times when you were distorted because it was so loud on your side.
So that wasn't intentional.
No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Good. So my music, professional music. Overall, outstanding job. I'm really proud of you, and I appreciate you doing this.
Okay, let's see. I sat down and read a journal in one piece, which is amazing. I've never done that before with any journal. I'm usually reading them in the car or when I'm sitting in class and just trying to piece them all together. But it was amazing to sit down and do it like that. About 2 months ago, I looked at Willie Nelson had a new biography that came out, and it was this. It was your journal. It's like we were sitting around and we started playing and we came out with the song. It was exactly the same. It was amazing. And I was reading this and I was thinking, oh my gosh, you could publish this. And then you said it. So it was weird that you read it like that. Your mentor relationship was evident in your journal, and I know that the journal can't express all of it, but I just thought it was so funny how going over different, like, politically correct words like the chick crow and different curse words that were in there. And she just kept circling them, and you just kept using them. And I really appreciate that honesty because you got your pleasure. And also, what Dustin did is, at the top of every entry, he dated it on one side, and he put how much money was in the band fund on the other. And that was an excellent way to demonstrate economics. So you could go like 5 weeks in it and not have the money to pay. And then, but you're typing it every day, so you keep realizing you're not making any more money. In February 18th, you said something about, it was right after this really long weekend, and nobody else knows what you're talking about, but the weekend that you guys did a show and
Combined our videos in one.
yeah, it's like this 2-page entry for the weekend, and that was the only time we ever missed. We just combined one entry for 3 days, and it was longer. It was fun, but it was a soap opera type weekend. And you got back, and you said something about making the actual music and how that's the whole process, and that's your main point and goal. And I think then we realized that you were realizing how much more you were picking up in people skills, in time management, and everything. Like, you were learning a little bit about music because you already knew so much, and you were learning huge amounts about how to deal with people, how to find time to write a journal every day, and how to deal financially with people. I'm sure you got along great, but it's something probably.
Those last few days have kind of been like big because they had so much work to do.
Yeah. And also, 2 days after that, you wrote a really long entry about the music industry, and we analyzed it a little bit.
What's the interview with them?
I think it was before the interview.
Yeah.
It was, I think you were talking with Cousin.
Oh, about all the different things that are going on.
I'm gonna ramble about music and people.
Yeah. And that was wonderful insight. It was great. I love how you started out with your cousin and how he said guitars were only for money and girls. And at the end you had that little, I don't know if it was a quote or a verse, but I'll give you my music, love, and wait, my name, and your, and Sunday with like one not. And that kind of summarized your answers. And also just in the end, it was meeting, it was in March. It really showed the connections that you made and how you were using them and how you were talking to everybody about music. Like when you were walking around the mall and you were bored, and that really became evident
put it in
one
the van.
person
And if
to
that's all
the
ready,
meeting office to pick up a flyer that needs to go home.
And I know,
Baseball and softball players should be prompt, but the bus needs to leave here 2:15, no later.
Yeah, I didn't see you much up there.
yes, you said that it was kind of good to get the feedback.
Feedback, yeah, it's really great, because writing it down, just even throughout the time we had bands, like, there's all kinds of stuff that always happened every day, and actually, doing the last project, actually getting a chance to write it down and do all that. Interesting, like having the feedback.
This is the missing part of this or
Maybe I
something.
can get to summarize kind of
Say it's
what it's like to work with
Summarize the works of Dustin. Oh, God. It's not an easy thing, because there's another book, if I was to like write everything down. But I have to say that, you know, this graduation class is really special and close to my heart, only because when you guys were freshmen, that's when I started here. And so there are a lot of you that, you know, from the first day of school, when I came in, you came into the lab, and I got to know you, and Dustin happened to be one of those little freshmen that came in to play games on the computer. So, that, you know, from that day, he was always going, you know, talking about going to concerts, talking about music, talking about music, talking about music, talking about music. So the thing was, I just thought it was very honored, you know, when he asked me to be his mentor. And I had said to Dustin, I never read that you have to work hard. Because I knew that this young man was like so talented, and he was willing to do it. And I thought that he was going to give me lip service, like I've had so many times, but Dustin proved to be an incredible, dedicated person. And that's why I wanted him to try to answer that question a little bit better with the time management, because he knew what his responsibilities were to the project. He took it seriously, but not that seriously, because the one thing is that I'm a very strong personality, and Dustin's a very strong personality. And yes, I circled the curses, he kept writing the curses. I circled the words that was spelled incorrectly. I wasn't going to give up on him, and he wasn't going to give up on him. All right? But the thing is that there was a great deal of respect there between the two of us. So I was amazed, and I gained even more respect for Dustin as the project went on, because I could turn around and say, Dustin, it's been a couple of weeks. I'm not seeing that $100 change. What are you doing? Do you want to do a CD or, you know, what? You know? And the next thing, it would be $225. You know, got a gig. And so I didn't have to do much with Dustin. All I would have to do is really say to him, this is what I need. He gave it to me on his own terms, but he gave it to me. And there wasn't a thing that I asked for Dustin that Dustin didn't do. And that's a remarkable thing right then and there. So I had a great pleasure and honor of sharing this time with him and his talent and my reading of his journal. I have to say, besides that entry that was combined for the weekend, there was another entry that was maybe only 2 paragraphs long, and I really felt slighted, because it was like reading, like, or watching, like, say, a series on TV, and all of a sudden it gets preempted by a ball game, and you want to know what happens, and you want to know what else that he was doing, and I felt like, come on, you got to make up for this, you know? I need more. I began getting addicted to it. But I just want to say that, man, you made it beautiful for me from the first day that you walked into my room, and I'll cry the last day that you walk out. Thank you.
Before you guys leave, you can kind of picture what kind of an evaluation Dustin's going to get. A written one-page evaluation from the center. It's already half written. Because three-quarters of it, he did this project before this presentation. This is another piece